Unit 18, Assembly 1, Relation Databases by Rodrigo Pissarro. What is a relation database? As the name suggests, a relation database is composed by two or more tables which are linked by key fields. For example, in a vet there could be three potential tables. Breed. What is the dog breed of the dog that has just been registered? Dog. Table created to hold the dog's IDs. Owner. The owner of the dogs that have just been registered or brought to the vet. Explain the features of a relation database. Entity. A thing or person that has an effect on your data. It is a design equivalent of a table in the database. Attribute. A characteristic of an entity. For example, a person can have hair color, date of birth, etc. You name it. It is also the equivalent of a field in the database table. Relationships. In relation databases, there are three types of relationships. One-to-one. Husband has one current wife, while one wife currently has one husband. One-to-many. One mother has many children. Many-to-many. Multiple pupils have many lessons, while multiple lessons have many pupils. So, furthermore, primary key, unique identifier for one record. It also needs to have a unique value for every row in a database table. For example, telephone number. Foreign key, a primary key from another table. It is also used in a table to link tables together. Referential integrity, no allowing a value in a foreign key field that doesn't exist in the primary key field. So, benefits of relation database. Data can only be stored once. Multiple records won't need to be changed. Storage becomes more efficient. Therefore, it becomes easier to simply delete or edit details. The reason this is a benefit because, as I said above, it makes more practical to input or edit data in a database, therefore saving time in the long run. Next, complex queries. What this is pretty much a programming language called SQL, which comes with functions such as insert, update, create, etc., allowing the user to use them in order to carry out queries. For example, so if you use the following SQL statements, which goes by select star from customer where ID equals 2. So this is an SQL statement which it will just extract a certain record from the chosen table. For example, this time it's number 2, like we found in the example, from the customer table. However, queries are also able to extract data from multiple tables at the same time. This is a benefit because sometimes when working with databases you might not know how to extract several records or not at all. However, if you use this command, you're able to extract specific records from a certain table within a database. In the future, making your work easier and also saves time in the long run. Better security. Whenever someone logs onto the system with their username and password of choice, the system has the option to limit their access to tables that they have permission to view or edit. Also, when splitting data between tables, some tables are sure to be made confidential. For example, in a big company, the receptionist is only able to see the contact/location of employees. However, a salesperson will have access to the team's sales performance. So, feature requirements. What I mean by feature requirements is that if you hold data stored in different tables, you will just be easy to add to records that might be required in the future but not added in just yet. So, advantages of relation database over flat file database. Advantages. Data can easily be changed, and same goes for the data format. Easy to add and remove data, makes it easy to maintain security, therefore easy to avoid data duplication and inconsistent records. So, referential integrity and the purpose of primary keys in building the relationships between tables. Referential integrity. Referential integrity uses foreign keys in order to keep records consistent and match between linked tables. When it comes to relationships, there is usually a link between two or more tables, and the way this can be achieved is by using a foreign key in order to keep records consistent and matched between linked tables. Referential integrity prevents the users from the following. User is not able to add any records to the related table if no records are associated to it from the primary table. Users will also not be able to change values in the primary tables, which then those values will turn out into orphaned records in the related table. If there are matching records between the primary and related table, the user will not be able to delete any of these records in the primary table. So, consequences of lack of referential integrity. If a database is lacking referential integrity, it might end up losing data in the process. The reason for this to happen is when data is not returned in queries or reports, which might cause data to become incomplete because no error indication appear. So the reason why you should always have referential integrity in your database, that if you are in a company that doesn't matter what you sell, if you have referential integrity in your databases, your products can be then sent to the wrong people or wrong products to the right place or people, giving you a bad reputation to the company because people want to go to your company to buy products, etc. So referential integrity and the purpose of primary keys in building the relationship between tables. So for example, you have two tables, and let's name them dog and dog breed like previously. So now by linking the two tables together and assign each dog to an owner, this is where the referential integrity comes into action to ensure that the records correctly correspond between tables. Expanding on the previous example, if records in a certain table are not valid, then you will not be able to edit them furthermore. Then it will also manage the updates for you between the linked tables. So on the top right, you got the little relationships image, which shows the little, gives us an idea of what it looks like on Access. So primary keys. What is a primary key, you may ask? A primary key is a unique identifier for one record, as I said before. Also, it needs to have a unique value for every row in the database table. For example, telephone number. Primary keys are usually located at the top of your table, but only one primary key per table is permitted. However, you can link it to other tables in order to create a record. For example, a student will hold their first and last name within a certain school or college, doesn't matter. Each student has his own unique ID, which will be the best choice for a primary key. The ID is the best to use for primary key because if you were to use something else like first name, let's say, or forename, multiple students might have the same name, but not the same ID, making it confusing and duplicating data, etc. So, foreign keys. What is a foreign key? A primary key from another table. It is also used in a table to link tables together. Foreign keys will start cross-referencing between the tables because it's referencing the primary keys from the other tables, therefore creating a link between them. Alright, I've mentioned this before, relationships, but I'll say it again. So one-to-one, husband has one current wife, while one wife has currently one husband. So one-to-many, one mother has many children, while one child have many biological mothers. So many to many, so multiple pupils have many lessons, while multiple lessons have many pupils. And many to one mother may have many children. Thank you.